Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's jump right into it. You probably clicked on this video because you want to be 10 times better than you are right now. And first I want to preface this by saying you're already in the right place, you're already in the right mindset by focusing on self-growth. That's what this channel is about, growing and becoming the best version of yourself, whether that's emotionally, mentally, financially, etc. So while I was doing some research about, I don't even remember what I was doing research about, but I stumbled upon this experiment by Stanford University. Before I explain this experiment, let me tell you what we're going to be talking about. In this video, we are going to be diving into a method on how to make yourself 10 times better. And what does that really mean? It means unlocking a period of self-growth where you're reaching your goals, making more money, attracting what you want to attract in your life. You're probably thinking of a goal in your mind that you want to accomplish. And that is what your self-growth is going to be geared towards, reaching that goal. So let me break down the experiment and then what were the findings and how you can apply that to create the best version of yourself in a short period of time and become that much closer to reaching your self-development goals. Here is the idea. Most people, they fail at self-growth because they want to do a massive change all at once. Does this sound familiar in your life? Do you wake up at 3 a.m. and you feel the sudden rush of inspiration and you say to yourself, I suddenly have the urge to start this business. I suddenly have the urge to clean my room and just change my life completely. That is a mistake that a lot of people make. But this psychology trick from this Stanford experiment can literally rewire your brain to become the version of you that has money, success, confidence, everything that you've wanted. And it starts with one small step. So let me break down the experiment. Stanford researchers went to a neighborhood, they knocked on the doors, and they asked, can we put up this big, ugly sign? They asked them if they could put up this huge sign which was ugly in their yard. They obviously said no. A majority of the people they asked said no. Then they went up to a different set of people in the same neighborhood and asked them if they could put a tiny sticker with the same design on their yard. And the tiny sticker, it had the same design, it was the same neutral and yet ugly design, and they said yes. Most people said yes. The researchers then went to the same group of people that said yes to the stickers and asked them if they could put up the billboard that they originally asked the other group of people to put up, and they said no. These group of people that had already been asked about the stickers said yes. Why? Why would being asked about the sticker and having the sticker put up in your yard change the answer from no to yes? Because saying yes to something makes your brain want to stay consistent in that identity. Here's the thing about the human mind. Our brain resists taking huge leaps. It does not come very easily. Have you ever heard of somebody just overnight becoming a completely different person, adopting a completely different routine? And have you even tried it yourself? Adopting a hugely different routine from your normal one, and maybe it works for a couple days, even maybe a couple weeks, and eventually you change. Eventually you drop it because it's not easy. It's simply not easy, and that's not how our brain is wired to make these huge changes at once. But if you start with a tiny task, your brain is starting to adjust its identity and its patterns. So in the context of manifestation and journaling, which I talk about a lot, once you are somebody who journals 2 minutes a day, it is easier to become somebody who manifests daily. In the context of money, once you're somebody who saves $1 a day, it's easier to become somebody who invests and who's building wealth every single day. So essentially, the lesson that we take away from the Stanford experiment is this. If you want to make a drastic change in your life, in your patterns, in your habits, you have to start with small fractions of these habits, continuously do them consistently, and build on them until you get to that point, as opposed to trying to force yourself to adopt a whole new different pattern and then dropping it. But I'm gonna break it down even further into 3 steps that you can follow. This is an easy framework to kind of break down what I just explained into an action plan that you can put in your daily life to take the ideas that I just explained about the study and apply it to yourself and ultimately reach your goals that much faster. Step 1, pick your big goal. You're probably already done with this step, so you've already started because you probably clicked on this video knowing what the goal even is. So this could be money, confidence, health. By the way, I have a couple videos on confidence and I have a couple videos on money, so if you want to see more about these topics, check out my channel. I do a lot of similar videos to this. Step 2, break it down into the sticker version. Remember the stickers from the study. The people said yes to the stickers even though it was the same ugly design that they didn't like. The sticker is going to be the habit, the small habit that you add into your life. This could be journaling for 2 minutes, like I said, saving $1, saving $5 a day. In any case, think of one micro action that is just too easy for you to refuse to do. If this is health, 30 push-ups a day, 30 minutes of Pilates, 2 minutes of jumping jacks, something like that. And finally, step 3, stay consistent until identity shifts. Remember, keep these micro steps or these sticker versions as simple as possible and easy as possible, and set yourself a time that you're gonna turn the notch up just a little bit. Let's say you stick to 5 minutes of jumping jacks a day for 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, you're gonna turn the notch up a little bit. And this is you staying consistent until your identity shifts, because once you've gone several weeks doing the jumping jacks every single day, since you're going gradual, you're not gonna notice that much of a difference in your everyday routine. You are going to become the billboard version of yourself, the person that you have been trying to become, the person that's fit, the person that's making money, investing, becoming wealthier, becoming more confident, becoming more sure in yourself. You're not tricking yourself into acting like a certain person. You are literally becoming that person by putting these actions in your everyday routine. Here's the point. You do not have to force yourself into your dream life, into your dream reality, into your dream self. It is not that hard. So don't make it that hard. When you approach yourself with a billboard, to put it in the context of the experiment, when you try to make changes that are way too drastic, you're just making it way harder for yourself. What you need to do is get your foot in the door of your own brain. Once you start small and you stay consistent, your identity is going to catch up. And suddenly, the big version of your dream life is going to feel natural, and it's going to be happening before you know it. So tell me what you think about this experiment. Tell me what you think about how I interpreted these results. Because the experiment was not about self-development, it was about marketing and psychology. Marketing is psychology, and psychology is self-development, or it can be used for self-development, and always is. And so that is why I thought that this experiment was so perfect to illustrate this point. So let me know what you guys think about this. Any comments, any questions, comment down below. I read every single comment. And as always, stay blessed.